I don't know. I feel like I may have gotten it cut out.
Probably that's Lenora. I'll see her on Friday.
Yeah,
Well, you'll see her on Friday, yeah.
yeah. I think I may have spoken to Beth and got her pissed off, so. You always reach out to her if that's.
Okay, I think we're live and everything's. Yep.
Patrick, you ready?
I am. Could we do a roll call since I can't really see everyone?
Oh, yes. I'm here, it's Claire.
Kiri, I see you. Patrick, Allison Gallagher,
I'm here.
Ethan.
Present.
Hi, Ethan. Sandra. Hi, I see you. Ted, I see you. Jean, I see you. Deanne, I hear you and see you. Janine Cisco.
She is not here.
Okay, great. Any special guests?
Does not look like it.
Any community members?
Not
Nope.
here.
All right, that's all I needed. Ms. Gunning, do you want to call the meeting to order?
We'll call the meeting to order. It is 7:10. Since there is no public, we have no public comment. The first thing is the approval of meeting at the minutes of the 20th, lost them again. The 20th of July. Thank you. I think we chit-chatted back and forth and corrected things. So so does anyone have anything else?
Were you able to see that I sent Ethan sent some changes and I sent a revised draft around about an hour ago?
That's what I've got in my hand.
Okay, great.
So the revised draft seems appropriate. So can we have a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion to approve the minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next thing is the bills. We got the final cap. This afternoon. It looks straightforward to me. Were there any questions we needed to resolve or we good to go?
What's the check for the Trans Lobby book sale? Is that just for these books out here?
Was that for $6 or?
Yes.
Oh, that was a friend's, somebody bought a book out in the lobby that went to the Friends, but they had to pay by credit card. And so we have to do it's Ted can.
Okay.
You know, it's one of-
Yeah.
We have to bill in order to send them the money, and so that's what. Yeah, she bought like 6 books. That's good. Yeah.
Okay, will someone make a motion to approve the cap?
I'll make a motion to approve cap 240820F in the amount of, sorry, I need to start wearing my glasses, $14,084.16.
Second?
I'll second.
That was Allison. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bill, other financial reports. Ted, do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, you got it pretty well there.
That's good. Some reading supplies. I looked at this, promptly forget it all. But it looks good to me. Can we have are there other questions?
I have a question. I don't know that I understand the stuff on the right that says from 58 to 89. What does all that mean?
They're transferring funds from the contingency accounts to cover these. Is that right, Ted?
Not really. That is, we have the grants primarily in account 58. As that grant is being spent,
Okay.
it is then transferred from 58 to 89, which is the checking account, and then paid.
Okay. So it's multiple grants that we're taking Little Middles on. Okay,
Thank you.
so. Do we have a motion to approve the financial reports? I make motion to approve financial. Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Bye.
Aye.
Aye. I again had a really crappy month, so I do not have a report of anything going forward. I will resolve the issue of the cemetery tours at some point in the next week. Beg Beth to let us back into the fold. Beyond that, yeah, I don't know what to say. Sorry.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Um,
It's been that kind of month.
the only thing is, our next meeting in September, after the summer, will be the second Tuesday, because the first Tuesday is the day after Labor Day.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's still babysitting. My grandma says, JD would say.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah,
All right, lots of stuff. Oh, somebody said something.
no, you're,
Okay,
you're,
okay, so summer reading, that's, that closed out, or it's closing out.
It's done.
Not quite, we've got everyone, we're gonna advertise for everybody to bring in their things, the points and things like
Does
that.
Miles have to finish his books?
This is the 31st,
Okay.
so a little over a week. But he can come in and get prizes along the way, so he doesn't have to, he can get, there's lollipops for everybody, if something, just read something, read the title, and you can get a lollipop. We have a lot of
He
lollipops.
was all into it at the beginning, so he
So,
memorized every prize that you would get if you did all 50 or.
well, we have had some grand prize winners, we had several, so we posted those, those have been fun to hand out prizes to, so. That's going well, the adults seem to really enjoy writing those little reviews, and they're shocked when they say you can write a bad review, well, yeah, just post it, whatever you would. So, that's gone well, so just if you have something to review, bring it in, put your name in the little jars, and we'll draw at the end of the month, or, the first of. We had the summer camp finished up. They were only able to walk the library once because of weather, the weather was bad, and so, it was either hot or raining. But they came once and we had a grand time, and they really loved doing that, the scavenger hunt, and so I got extra prizes for them to do that. And they never came back to us because we ran out.
yeah,
There was like 80 kids doing scavenger hunts. It was amazing, but they had a lot of fun. But we did take the crafts to them at the pavilion. So they always had a craft. And then the last show that we did was the birds, which was
which always does well.
yeah, it was, well, I don't think she's come before, but this was, she did all right. It was, the kids were a little
Raptors?
distracted. They're raptors, it was the raptor show. And,
Bird, not renovation.
rescue. She goes renovate.
I did have a massage.
Did you imbibe something?
My brain is very relaxed.
Did you get that for the notes, Patrick?
Okay, so that was fine, everything, I think, we're gonna redo some of the shows from next year. Molly wasn't really happy with some of them, she was very happy with others, but we're gonna get some new people next year, I think. Let's see, we had a break on the Berkshire Taconic until school starts again, we'll start back up, we've already got people lined up for classes and workshops and stuff. Our English lessons are going very, very well. Annie's got like 8 to 10 people who come weekly, and they're asking for more. And Thursday nights is when we're having that class. At the same time, the Dungeons and Dragons session is going on. It's a hoot. It's so much fun in here. But that's the new night. We're going to stay open when we do our new hours in September. I also am going to provide snacks for our sessions, like. For the after school program, we're gonna need snacks. We're gonna need snacks for the English classes and the Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm gonna start pulling out of our funds for that. If you like crackers and whatever for, that's appropriate, but it's just a little, it helps people. We have, let's see. So that English lessons are meeting Wednesdays and Thursdays, Wednesday mornings and Thursday evenings, and we're gonna try to work in maybe a Monday night lesson because they really wanna learn.
Who's doing Wednesday morning?
It's Catherine, I don't know her last name, she's teaching that one, she's a
Okay.
volunteer,
Okay,
she's a volunteer. And we've got usually one or two people that come to that one.
So it's different people that come to each of the different
Yes,
sessions?
there's some people that can only come to the mornings, and then most of them are coming in the evenings after work.
What's the age of the average student who's attending these classes?
They're in their late 20s, 30s, there's some 40s and 50s, I would say. Annie would have a better idea, but they run the gamut. They run the gamut. It's a
Wow.
fun group, though. They all work together and they gently jive each other. It's really funny.
And are they predominantly Spanish speaking to English speaking?
In the fall, once school gets going, we will have a cultural exchange between them and our classes at the high school that are learning Spanish, so they will come and have a little get
that's
together.
a good idea.
Over food.
That's
So
great.
the Spanish teacher very, very enthusiastic about what we're doing here. Okay, so the Spice Library has been installed. We have a cookbook section. We've already handed out some spices, and so we've got cookbooks to go with the spices, if anybody's interested. I'll get some more spices. I'm having trouble getting some of the ones that they've requested. I have to get tax exempt from organizations that don't really wanna, have not called me back yet. Okay, so anybody questions for any of that? Okay, so programs and development. All right, the big one is going to be the after school program that starts the second week of school. I'm gonna work with our the web guy that designed our website to try to add in the ability to sign up individual
Mhm.
sessions, because we're gonna have parents sign up weekly, so. Because some people may not need the entire week or whatever, but we're gonna limit it to 20 kids. And we will be able to provide them after Monday through Thursday, so we're gonna run
20 kids total,
each day,
okay.
yeah.
And you need snacks for that too,
Yeah,
right?
that's, yeah. So I'll order in bulk for that one. So 20 a day,
They register each week.
they'll have to register each week. It's free, but we need registration, we need
Yeah.
to know, and they need to sign some releases, and we need to know what kind of snacks that they cannot eat. You know, if anybody has allergies or something like that.
What times are you doing it?
So that'll be, Molly will go over and get them after school, so it'll be about 3:30 to 4:30, thereabouts. And it's Monday through Thursday,
And what's the age on the kids that are doing?
elementary, so just,
Oh,
whatever.
but it starts in second or third grade there?
Third.
Second.
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 Third.
So it's third through fifth grade.
And now, that brings up a good point.
No, it is second.
I thought.
Yeah, it's second to
Second
second to
brings
fifth.
us-
What do you wanna
Okay.
know?
It's second to fifth.
At Seymour?
Seymour. Yeah.
Is it?
Second to fifth.
Okay, so they'll walk over, so now they'll come walk over, unless parents want to drop them off. Okay, so I would like to start a fiber arts group at some point, but Reading to a Dog, we got that contract signed and submitted, and they don't have anybody to assign to us yet. I was under the assumption that they had somebody, but they don't. They had just they've just had a class graduate, and so they're gonna try to find somebody to come in and read to us, so we'll try to get that. Okay, that's it for, oh, well, we have all our program stats and things like that here.
Mhm. Can I ask, I love the way you format it. Can you just indicate in the future how many yoga classes there are, how many Tai Chi classes? Cause I'm assuming you didn't have 47 people at one event.
Oh, no, that's total month, that's a whole month.
Right, I know,
Okay.
but can you tell us how many yogas
Yeah,
with Kurt you've got?
yeah,
It doesn't have, to like, don't go back and do it, but just moving forward, just so my brain can think about that.
okay,
Does that make sense?
yes. Okay. Okay,
How is the training going?
for, it's going great, for new people. it's
New
going great.
staff, yeah.
Yeah. we've got a good group and it's going very well, so. And we can talk more about that in executive at the
Okay.
personnel things.
Yes.
But I just, let's see, we're trying to add Abby, I'm not sure if she's gonna to accept, she may have another job lined up, but she would be like an added cream. A block to it. Our automatic door has been, you wanna go into facilities, is that okay? We're going into
That's fine.
facilities, okay. The automatic door has been repaired, it was working great, and then today our other door broke, so I tried to repair it and it just would, it won't shut, so I took the hook off and I told Amanda, but that's just how things go.
The interior door or the second
The
door?
interior, our interior door, it quit shutting. Online fax is going great. I could not get the Canon to work as I had hoped because it's too old. It will not be a file server, but the brother in my office is working great. So we've been 40 pages, 70 pages. Amy did a 70-page one today. and Did great.
I feel like we just got that Canon.
No, the Canon's the Canon is the one
That's the donated
the
one
donated.
Oh,
one.
from the
okay.
show.
It's like 2011.
Okay.
So Rich tried to get it to work, but it's too old to work with the file servers. So the big ask I'm gonna do today is the
Well,
computer.
can we go back to the Canon for 1 second? Does it not work at all?
Oh, it works fine as a copier and a
Oh, okay,
printer, it works
okay,
great,
okay.
but I can't use it as a file server.
Got it,
I'd
okay,
hope to
okay.
have people scan and then when we fax using
Got it,
our fax
okay.
service, it won't work. It's working great, it's wonderful. So our 4 computers are freezing. One of the ones at the circulation desk works great. The other one is freezing at terrible times, and that's what our checkout one. And these over here are freezing at odd times, and Rich says it's because they're from 2018
Hmm.
and they're just,
Canceled.
they're old. And some of the software in there, Veronica set up. We couldn't, it's been set up that long.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if we couldn't use some facility money or some sort of money to get new computers. And I'm thinking it's around $2,500. It'll be about
For 4.
for 4. It'll be for 5. It's about 500 to 550
Okay.
per. We
'Cause
can
these
reuse
are-
the monitors, we can
Okay.
reuse the keyboards, and he will use whatever else he can to.
He'll kludge the rest of it
Yes,
together.
but it will give us 4 new machines.
So the total is 2,500?
That would be around 2,500. I don't, we want to make the one at the circulation desk a little bit better than the ones here, because the Sierra is a big hog on RAM and stuff. Like it pulls
Yeah.
them, but yeah, it'd be around it, because it's about $500 per computer that I was figuring.
So my recommendation would be, so if we're gonna spend the money, we should get the computers that we need that work for us. I mean, I like the idea of like him, jerry rigging something together, but if we're gonna spend the money, I would just buy what we need and not trying to make a Band-Aid or, some kind of,
Okay.
I agree.
Well, we can reuse monitors or not, so you don't want to get all the
No, I
monitors?
think-
or-
I mean, if the monitors are 6 years old, they're probably not good either. I mean, I think I would recommend just getting everything new
Okay.
and would be my recommendation. I don't know how everybody else feels, but
How many computers do we have total? You have 1 as the director, there's 2 at circulation, 3 out here.
That's it.
So
Well, there was one, yeah, I think that's it,
6.
6.
And you got a new one or no?
I don't think mine's new.
Okay, but new, I think it's newer.
I don't know. I ran into a problem when I got some sort of weird file stuck in my Sierra and it totally ate up all my RAM. I mean, it ate all my memory. I lost so many files that day, but it was solved. I mean, AIM solved it. But yeah, mine's fine.
Okay. I agree. Do we need a new quote or do we just wanna,
I think we should get a new
I'll
phone.
get a new quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a quote.
yeah, tell them we're more interested in newer?
Who are you talking with? Rich Harlan. He does a really good job for us. And he installed, he did not do those. Those are Dells. We bought Dells. And so, and he would have his own computers, which he's done before. I think the ones that. No, I can't remember. He's done he did our security things. He
Yeah.
works with all the libraries in the area.
Yeah.
My suggestion would be to replace them all at the same time, but to keep the monitors, the mice, mouses, keyboards. I don't,
Peripherals are pretty easy to replace.
yeah, those are cheap and easy. But if you're gonna replace the computers, replacing them all at the same time might be.
Okay, we'll see what,
Well, why doesn't he price out a couple of different scenarios for us? You know, and then,
Great idea.
and then we can go from there.
Right,
oh yeah, Annie said there's one on the counter where the coffee bar is, but do we use that one? 7 computers, we have 7.
That's
7
one we were
computers.
using.
that was the
Yeah,
one,
that's the one, 7 computers.
the friends were using.
And hold on, what else did she
To
say?
do that scanning, but I don't know. you might
Well,
as
could
well
that
not
be
do
if
it
he
anyway.
intended on
Use it anyway.
Piecemealing one into a
No.
Linux computer, you can put one over.
He is gonna put it, make one of them into a lab, asked him to do that.
So theoretically, that could be fun,
Mhm.
unless, do you have to replace this one anytime?
This one is a gaming computer, he built this one for us,
Oh, okay.
and we've not used it as a gaming computer, we only used it for this, so.
Cause I imagine a Linux computer would be okay for something like this, no?
I think because we're taping and the
That'd be a little
Zoom,
much.
yeah.
Oh no, Linux is awesome for that,
Is
but
it?
it doesn't, you have to use some non-proprietary software, and sometimes that doesn't work, and I don't know if Zoom would work on Linux or not, that's a good question. Oh, so Andy said the average age of the English class attendees is 20, so she's.
Okay,
Really?
Yeah, that's what she said, in the 20s, late 20s, okay. Okay, so I'll have Rich price out computers for us. All right, we are keeping up with our e-materials purchasing requirements, I do believe. And I'm not worried about that anymore. So our new hours will start September 2nd. We're closed on September 2nd because it's a holiday,
Mhm.
but that's where we'll be up to 38 hours, and we'll be right in the pack of where most of the other libraries are in the area, so
great.
for hours. How many? 38. We're at 32 now. We're at 38.
I think that's wonderful. I'm gonna say all the times that I'm like, why is the library open on Monday?
Well, we've got the personnel, we've got enough people to work, so we can do that now.
That's good, okay. Great. Any, moving on to facilities capital investments, we've kind of already done that, so. Right? Or is there something else?
Capital, Annie also mentioned laptops, which I totally forgot. I don't know in what shape they're in. We don't use them as much as we do the other ones, but I'll have him just put those off to the side too, to come up with a number
Okay,
if we do. I totally forgot about that.
do we just have one laptop?
We have
Is
two
it-
laptops.
are
Two
they
laptops
for to loan?
I have my laptop for my office, and then there's 2 that we use, that we loan out to
Okay.
people within the library. We were talking about having ones that we could let people loan, to check them out to people. We'll see about that. We could come up with a
Okay.
policy for that.
Are the laptops in equally bad shape or are they in better shape?
I don't know. I know she's working on, we don't use them a whole lot. But I can find out about that.
Yeah, before we buy new ones, let's just make sure they're needing to be replaced.
Yeah.
I have one other question. Dee Dee Barrett, did we get that general grant?
The second one comes in January.
Okay.
They said to expect it
Okay.
maybe late December, somewhere in January.
Did the lights outside get fixed?
They did.
Great.
They did. She said they're mid-shaped. They can handle some browsing, but not, they don't have much RAM. If we can change the RAM out, that might be good. I don't know if they're.
Right, see if
Yeah.
that's something that could be
Yeah.
adjusted.
So I'll just see what we can do about bringing those up into better shape.
Yeah, I think that's a smart thing to do. So is that the facilities capital investments portion of the,
Yep, I'm done.
okay,
Unless anybody has any questions about programs or facilities.
Yuri?
So, I got word from Eddie that we're approved to do the sign, to install the sign. I have forwarded that to Janine. She has not gotten back to me. I did have a conversation with her where she implied that we would probably have to pay for the sign ourselves. I do need the town to sign off on the design of their portion of the sign. So then I can reach out to Janine this week and see if they're
If
I
they can
heard
get
she
it
wasn't at the
in.
board meeting last week, so I'll reach out to her and just see if there's been any movement or if we have to wait until the next board meeting for them to vote on it or something.
Mhm.
So we're getting
We're
close,
getting there.
only 2 years later.
Great. And I've gotten nowhere on fundraising ideas, so that's, I mean, we had a good conversation last meeting, I think. Again, I have to apologize to Beth. And get back in the thick of the cemetery tours, but it's just been, I've had another great month, so.
Can we, can I get some statistics and things together to put to, just a card or, so we send out a
Yes.
fundraising letter saying this is what we're doing with your 414 money that we.
Yes, I
got,
think
or-
that's a great idea. We, last year, we sent something out, I think it was in November. Was it late November? Yeah, it was right after Thanksgiving. We sent it out, through the automatic mail from the post office. I don't know whether we want to do that again.
We could do either a letter or I'd like to do a little earlier since everybody starts asking for money towards the end of the month or
Mhm.
towards that time. So we could do it in October or,
Mhm.
yeah, I think October would be, we could shoot for that. But yeah, we can send out mass mail or posted page and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I think that the difference is, do we do a postcard size thing that has what we want to say on it? We did one for the election campaign that ended up, I really kind of, I think hitting the high points. If you want to do a letter, then we have to stuff it, and I don't think we,
We could do a nice
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
And she did it on Canva.
yeah, yeah, she's nice, yeah, so.
Yeah. We
Okay,
have to do that.
yeah, we can totally do that.
Well, also it'll be great because you'll have the new hours, you'll have more staff, so we'll definitely have some,
Highlights.
and you can talk about the summer reading and all that.
And
There's
the new-
definitely like some.
The new program.
Yeah, lots of highlights to point out, I think.
Yeah,
Are you able to advertise the after school
Oh,
at the school?
yes, the
Okay,
the
good.
principal's fully on board.
Great.
She's very happy and is gonna help us advertise it. So,
Great.
yeah, we'll get.
Good.
we'll
I
get
think
that.
especially because you're gonna walk kids here, I think you're gonna hit your
So-
max every week. Yeah.
Should we post it on the Facebook page? I'm looking at you.
Oh, yeah.
The after school.
Oh,
We
yeah.
should-
Oh, yeah, we need to
Post
finalize
everything
it.
on Facebook.
What I'm trying to do right now is finalize how people are gonna sign up. We've been practicing it, everything. I'm not terribly happy with the way
Isn't
that.
there a jot form that you could use?
Or like sign up genius.
There is, but I don't want, we were talking about having everybody looking at who's going to be there. I don't know if
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
benefit or not. Like, if you can see
I
who's
don't-
coming or not. But I can have, with our website, I'm gonna sell tickets. I'm gonna have spaces with tickets and
Sounds
say
like a pretty good
that
idea.
there's this many tickets left, or this many spaces left.
I'm not sure you should let
Tickets?
people, no,
Oh.
let people know who.
I'm not
who's
sure
gonna be
that's
there
I was-
either.
good idea.
It's, they're
I'm-
minors.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't wanna, I don't
Yes.
wanna have that public,
Yeah.
so if I could sell, if, I'm having a meeting with the, John tomorrow to see if we can't integrate this into
into
our
a plugin.
website, because we have, our
Great.
website has so many functionality,
Mhm.
we're not even using it yet, which I'm hoping to get more functionality, just because I have time now to do it. But that would be an awesome thing to do,
Mhm.
so people
And
can sign up.
Julie thought the second week was okay to start.
Yeah, well, because the first
Because-
week is nuts.
The first week
Which
is
is like
nuts,
half a week,
and
yeah.
they're only 3 days,
Right,
so
Yeah.
right,
the second week is also nuts sometimes.
well, at least we can get,
But
we can,
if she's on
yeah,
board,
she was fine with that, she was fine with that. So we're gonna, activities planned, we need to get snacks planned and things like that, so it's,
Do we need to approve that as an expenditure?
I was wondering, I don't know if I can put it as a program cost, I can put all of the food as a program cost, because there are adult programs and then there's
Yeah.
children's programs. So I don't know if I need to me, it's just like a function of a program, so.
That's fine, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
that actually sounds appropriate, and if we need to change that a portion of the budget at, for next year, we could do that.
And I
Once
have,
we have better,
yeah, I have not had a chance to start buying the newspaper yet, did we? I don't remember if we approved the reimbursing me for the newspaper or not, did we talk about that?
I thought we did.
I thought
That
we
was-
talked about, yeah, that was a perfectly adequate way to.
So we voted for it and we can,
Yeah.
okay. I haven't had a chance to even start that yet.
I'm not seeing it in the minutes, but.
I thought that was the month before.
Oh, no, patron request for, we did talk about it. Did you see that there? It doesn't say, we may not have actually voted on it.
Okay.
Patrick, do you have a recollection if we voted? Oh,
Sorry, ask me that again.
did we take a vote last month? Sorry, someone keeps calling me. About the newspaper, buying the newspaper.
So if I would get reimbursed or not, or how we, if that would be.
I don't know that we voted on it officially, but we definitely I wasn't voted on as a motion, but we agreed to do it.
Okay. Is that okay, Ted? Would that work if they
Yes.
agreed? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can we back up just a little? Does anybody remember how much we spent on the letter last year?
The direct mail.
Yes.
I wasn't here.
I don't, yeah.
I was thinking that same thing. I was like, how much?
I
does it
don't,
actually
you
cost?
might be able to do that.
We budgeted 3,000, but I don't know what the actual
The
cost was.
final cost was.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how much you actually got back out of it too.
Significant.
We made a profit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my hope was that this year we could expand that.
Mhm.
And if we're gonna do it earlier than November, we need to have that conversation.
And how do you do it? Because like my mailing address is Millerton, so
That's exactly the problem
I
we ran
wouldn't-
into last year.
I didn't get anything.
No,
So.
I gotta tell you, I didn't either,
Okay,
and I live right in the middle.
Right,
of
yeah.
town.
Was there any rules for not using our, well, I guess we can't do direct mail.
it's like I wish
The
you could
issue
do direct mail
was-
by school district.
Because, well, yeah, it's not, at the post office can't do that.
It was heavily complicated doing it outside of the zip
The
code.
zip code, yeah.
So that's what Alexis chose to do.
Mhm.
The problem is we lose Hicks Hill. We lose part of Woodward Hill because that's Red Hook, that's Stanfordville. We lose out where she's in, that's Millerton. And I would say extend that even further into parts of Stanford's mailing because they are closer to us.
Mhm.
And this is areas where large swaths of wealthy people live.
We can do, we can buy zip codes or addresses within a school district zip code, like this, all the zip codes with.
If I remember, the concern was we didn't want to buy, like say, we didn't want to buy the entire Millerton zip code.
Yeah.
Northeast Millerton has their own, but there are areas in the town of Pine Plains within our P-type through Mid-Hudson that are in the town, but they have a Millerton address.
It would be a terrible project for someone to do, but you could look on like Dutchess Parcel Access and get some of,
It's Patrick's favorite.
honestly.
I would
you
love
need
to do that.
Some of the larger
With your spare time?
lots and the larger, like, so we're going through the same thing with Willow Roots. We're gonna do a
Right.
direct mailing with Willow Roots as well. And I volunteered to head it up, which is why I'm not gonna offer to help with this one. But we don't have staff either. So that was one of the things I was looking at, because if we only do Pine Plains, Willow Roots services all of the Pine Plains School District, so we
Right.
do lose a good portion, and there's a lot of people out by me who have already told me they would give a nice donation, but I would lose them without just physically putting in their mailing address, because they technically are in Millerton.
So when I used to do this for companies, we would buy we would say, this is what like the school district, we want all the addresses in the school district, and they would hand me.
Well, so this is what we don't, the EDDM is just, they just give it to the post
Oh,
person
that's
and they
different.
just
As
route
opposed
it
to
in.
just getting.
You're not labeling it and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we're not getting it printed with indicia and.
Beyond that fact, our school district covers 9 towns.
Yeah,
So,
Okay, let me do some pricing and see what we can do.
Yeah.
For. Cause this is what I used to do.
we also spoke about individual, personalized letters from board members who,
mhm.
No,
That gets a better return. Yeah.
right,
For sure.
And that's what the newspaper's doing.
Yeah.
And there, you can have someone, I mean. You can give them to someone to stuff, or you could host a, workshop where everybody just comes
That would be volunteer hours for some kids at
for some
school.
kids at the school, yeah.
can we have a special fundraising meeting for this?
Well, we
Yeah.
wanted to, we just haven't.
I haven't gotten it, sorry.
Who do you
Um,
have print?
I don't know, who did Canva may have printed it last week.
I don't know that,
And,
I think we went to
The
more and
friends
more. Or,
you know, for the
She go to the country club.
the ones the friends did for the vote.
yeah, the postcards.
We did, is it Minuteman Press?
Oh, was that who we did?
That's what we
Okay.
did.
Okay.
And
You might send Alexis
Alexis,
an email.
I think Alexis
I can look at that.
recommended it because they maybe have done it.
Maybe, yes.
So I'll find out what we spent last year or last time on the fundraising letter. And then who printed it. And then. What might, a way to do it.
Yeah, I think she formatted it and found out what the max size could be to count as a postcard for the EDDM.
We use more and more, Stacy Moore for our men's brochure that we made.
To design it.
She,
This is what it will look like. That was for the vote, the ones that you sent
Yeah.
this one out, right, Jean?
Yeah.
Sure. So,
And then the back had all the programs on it. It
yeah,
was nice.
so that is this.
Do you guys think there's a way that we could include like a QR code?
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick.
And that
What?
would, yeah.
I know how to use them. I don't know what they're called.
Did you never dine out during COVID?
My barber takes his tips via a QR code.
So a hairdresser.
And make sure that that's it.
Or in PayPal or
Or Venmo.
Venmo. Do we have Venmo?
I don't think we have Venmo.
That might make
I think we
Ted's
do.
life more difficult than
Yeah, no, I was actually
PayPal, yeah.
kidding.
But honestly, they use it through Willow Roots and they
Mhm.
get more there than they do through PayPal because most people
Don't.
under a certain age don't have PayPal, they just use Venmo, so.
so maybe I'll start compiling a list of out of our zip code
Areas.
within the physical town.
Mhm.
Not worry about anything that's.
Mhm.
That's not
Would,
a huge task.
would the school have a list of all the addresses in the district?
We have school taxes, you can look up who's
Yeah.
paying school taxes on.
Will that be within real, the house?
I mean, I could do it just as easy.
I don't-
Tax record.
Probably.
Yeah, the tax,
Yeah,
the town has a tax.
yeah,
there, I think there's an issue about handing out addresses.
I'm sure,
For
yeah.
munis- or whatever.
It's all public information that's accessible. And the other point, the other
We had
problem
a
we ran
QR code on
into,
the one last time. I just found it. So that was the one that we sent
That was
last
what I
time.
sent last.
So,
is
and
that on the
there's,
postcard?
yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
postcard there. So, yeah. I can send this one to you.
The other problem we ran into last time was that, especially for weekenders or second homeowners, we were mailing to their
Right.
home address within Pine Plains and not their primary mailing address because that's not how it works. That requires more digging to be able to look and say, oh, this person, their primary mailing address is the Upper East Side. We can send it directly there.
That would be really nice.
That we'd have to start doing mailing labels and then really doing a stuff or paying for the postage. So yes, we need to do some research. I'm all for sticking labels on postcards, as a evening activity or,
Especially if it's only half and half or even less than half. You know, we do it the way that we did it before through the post office. That takes care of the majority of
yeah,
the area. And then what's a few hundred more,
Yeah.
a few hundred more houses.
right. Okay. I don't know what
But
the,
those few hundred more houses, I think, would have an impact.
I agree.
Because I think, you know, especially like you said, Stanfordville and then out towards Millerton. I think you get a decent returns.
right, do people who live in,
Stanfordville has their own. That doesn't.
So does Millerton.
Yeah.
And
But
even though
there
the
is-
mailing address
I
is
s-
Millerton.
I speak specifically of the areas in Stanford that are closer to us.
Yeah. Mhm.
Where you have a swath of people who have heavier access to money, who would probably donate to both libraries.
Yeah.
Being closer in proximity to us, but also within the town of Stanford.
Mhm.
It's a chance, but I think it's a worthwhile game.
And we do have a lot of people from Stanford who come here and vice versa, so there's cross people in both libraries.
I lived in Stanford for 20 years. I'm a Pine Plains community member because I lived 50 feet over the border. I never went to Stanford.
Mhm.
I think we should send Elliot Switzer a letter.
He's in the Pine Plains.
He is,
Yeah.
and he is. Has given money to other organizations in our community, significant, like the Perkins Grant,
Mhm.
that level of donation. So I think that we should definitely, we should start crafting these letters to like high net worth individuals and send those with a stamp and, you know.
And even,
And
if-
the
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
even if we do a letter with a return envelope, there's a few
Definitely.
people that.
I think there's different levels
Okay.
of mailings that we should do. So, like Zagats or other people, like
Right.
we should be sending them a letter
Right.
personally, you know?
Can you make a list of those kind of people? Do we have? Okay, so we know how many we're dealing with. We should-
How hard to find, dig out somebody's address from either the tax database or the partial access is, I also, Patrick, spend a fair amount of time digging through partial access.
It's the best,
It's so much
it's
fun.
literally,
So-
it may be the greatest.
They just did,
ever.
they just updated things, so apparently on the property that does not have a house on it, there's a 3-bedroom house and a 3-car garage.
Patrick's other dirty little pleasure is Zillow,
Oh, Zillow is fun too.
as is mine as well. It's a shared dirty little pleasure.
And when you combine the two.
It's a black hole of an evening at that point.
There's too many houses that come up for sale in Pine Plains that I want somebody to purchase and renovate and care for. And I always send them to Kiri and our friend Kirsten, but we never do it. Especially,
But then we see them come back up a year later where someone else has done it and we kick ourselves.
yes.
Okay. So yes to everything. We need to work on that list. We do need to plan. I will try to block out some times that I should be available and see whether we can set up some meetings, some workshop times where we can stuff envelopes, write letters, craft things. I'm a bad letter writer because I start seizing up and I start feeling like I judge myself. I know nobody else is judging me as badly as I judge myself. So I have a hard time with that. So I need
We could
people to
do-
help.
We could do a letter from the Board of
Yes.
Trustees and then.
Yeah.
We can use ChatGPT and it's our friend.
Okay.
But I can help you because that just, as an English major, that just ChatGPT drove me nuts.
Yeah, well, sometimes those kinds of things help get over the whole.
Blockage.
Okay, so then we need to move on to the policy review. We were going to do Ted's claims auditing policy, which I think looks wonderful. Thank you very much. The one comment I had made, Ted, I think before you came on, is that we need to leave the old date of when we originally adopted that policy. And then, but that's easy enough to do in formatting. What is the?
The other was just a
policy?
review of the
Those two
exhibits.
letters that which I think they came out looking great.
So, and we took off the secondary
There was, yeah,
appeal.
there was the appeal and
The second, so appeal, there was the one that said the protest one, and then the appeal of the thing, we took that one
Yeah.
off, that we took that second one off. So don't worry about the formatting, I didn't do any
Yeah.
fonts or anything, because I'm gonna do those all at one time.
Yeah,
and move it on the
so that they're all
policies.
consistent.
Yeah, they're all consistent. And we're getting rid of the numbering system, whatever that was,
Whatever
I don't know
number
what that
system.
was, so those were the two that we did.
Okay, did other people have comments about the auditing policy, claims auditing policy? I think it actually, it all sounded great. Tight. Can I have a motion to approve, hold on. Approve the chain that we'd already voted on the first policy.
had-
We
No.
did, we voted for those, we approved those as to be amended, so we don't need to approve those, but we do need to approve the claims auditing policy.
Okay, so we need a motion
I will make that motion.
and we'll.
Second.
And Ethan is seconding, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And on that note, could we go back? We did not make a motion to accept the director's report last time, nor did we do it this time. And I would like to make that part of what we do at each meeting, because I think it's good practice. It's a really robust document, and other libraries do it. So I would also like to now make a motion that the board approve the director's report for the month of, where are we? August, or dated August 20th, 2024.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Good idea, and then
Ask
just
her.
ask her.
Okay. That's for the future.
Thank you. Should we talk about Patrick in old business, executive session, new business?
You're the president.
We don't think we ever actually voted on you stepping in to take over the remainder of Kenda's. We discussed it, but I'm not sure we ever voted on that. So I guess the question is that we probably need to do that. In retroactive capacity. So
Yeah, and I guess I guess I recuse myself from voting.
that, I think that's fair.
If he did it last week, we wouldn't have had enough, we didn't have a quorum without him.
We might not have, yeah. So I will make a motion that we accept Patrick McMurray to complete the year as secretary since the resignation of Kenda Ward, retroactive to was it last month?
yeah.
July, beginning of July.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Well, none opposed.
It was unanimous.
It was unanimous. Okay, is there any new business?
Well, hold on, back to old business.
Okay, old business, sorry.
Can we start marketing board spots? Facebook, Instagram, flyers,
Yes,
so we still have
we have
one
one,
seat
we
open.
have one empty.
So that's one thing. The state updated the open meetings law 2 months ago. It is now in effect until July of 26. Happened to run into Assemblywoman Barrett and asked her about if they're going to keep kicking this can down the road, or if they're actually going to enact legislation to change the law. I got an earful about what the process is to change the law, and the inference was made they're gonna keep kicking the can down the road. There's no plans on changing the law. So for our video conferencing policy, that means we need to have a public hearing. Which we discussed in May.
So could you repeat that? I didn't catch that. For our video conferencing,
We were updating the video conferencing policy. We need to have a public hearing, which we have to announce ahead of
Right.
time. Okay,
Which means we should probably take a look at the language just to make sure we're in compliance before we have that. So we're all set to go.
okay. Is it worth trying to do the public hearing at the same time as the board meeting, the way everybody else seems to do it? Okay, so we just have to be really transparent about
As long-
advertising the public hearing.
As long as the text of our policy is public before the meeting, 10 days before,
Mhm.
we can have the public hearing, it's available to the public, and we can vote on it right after.
The video, this is for the video conferencing.
Correct.
Okay. Do you think we are we sure, like, was there changes that were necessitated to make?
I didn't look at the new
Okay.
language
Okay.
closely enough.
Okay, I'll see if I can dig that out.
I can send a link.
Hmm. Okay, I can try to look at that, see if we can't get that good to go for next month, just to be done with it. If, Deanne, you and I can consult about
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Mm.
And then I have one other thing that's kind of, I don't know if it's an old business or not. We've discussed the stenciling around the perimeter of the library with previous directors. We're still missing Veronica and Alexis now. Is that something that we can, I don't know who did that originally.
There was some woman who came in
Yeah,
here.
Right,
Reinhardt's
cousin Inez or what, is that her name?
Yeah, yeah.
She had a place at the lake, I don't know if she still does. Inez, right? Didn't she say?
Yeah, yeah.
It's Marguerite's up there.
That took a
Last
long time.
Took a long time to do
To
it.
get
at
her
a-
name up.
to get
Yeah, to
Marguerite
do
up
it.
there.
Yeah,
Is it something that, was Marguerite still the librarian when they got her up there, or was she a former librarian? Is that all just former librarians? I mean, it is now, but. I'm just,
I think it's formal.
if we're gonna.
Because it
has
has
an
an end date, right?
has an end date.
Yeah, I
Excuse
think
me,
it
I'm
was
just gonna
formal,
look at this.
former, like, probably after she retired.
oh, you mean here, maybe Marguerite is present, she's all the way on the right, in the corner. It's very dark.
So we have, and then there are empty slots.
There are,
Yeah.
And Marguerite must have retired because it has her date. Sorry, I should say that for the camera. Marguerite's date has her end date, or does have her end date. So yeah, we should. Is Inez still around?
Not sure.
I can reach out to Ray. Okay, if you could do that, I don't mind. I think we'd have to ask if Inez is still around. If not, I think we could probably find,
Prefer to do it.
what, yeah.
If I
It's
can
not-
say
it's not
something,
Really even telegraphing.
the, was done by Inez. The board discussed adding Veronica. And the cost of doing that with Inez was so high that the board did not proceed. So you had better consider how much it's gonna cost.
Use a cricket machine or something.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
was
what
thinking
I'm.
more in art students.
Yeah, no, I'm like, but I think we need to. like,
Is there
do-
anything proprietary about this that Inez? I would look into that too.
That's
Well,
what I think we should
It's a
circle.
courtesy to ask her to do it. She can say if she wants to do it, she can say how much you would charge, and then we can say no.
Right,
As long as we do our due diligence, you know.
right. Yes, so if we could figure out if Inez is still,
And just buy a stencil at, Roosters and.
they're not, it's not quite stencil, but it's, yeah, like it's.
We cut it
I
with
think
one of
it's-
those.
That's what I said, we should get machines. We have one too.
I imagine somebody that has an eye, like, Anthony could do something like that and match it. I don't imagine it's going to be necessarily cheap though, for anybody to do it.
I mean, it's like 3 words.
Who is Anthony?
Anthony Sylvia, he has a sign company, kind of, sort of.
Oh, I'm glad to hear his name. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yep, he's still around.
Great.
I'm Plains library sign, just in case anyone is. That's why. I'm so glad. I had a conversation with him and he would not do it.
Okay, we need to go into an executive session to discuss personnel.
I agree.
I make a motion to go into executive session at 8:05 to discuss personnel.
I have one question just
Sorry.
before we
I
vote on that.
removed my request.
Do we need to vote on anything?
I am unsure. It's leftover business from last time. It's not really leftover, but I'm,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Can we do what you did for last month's meeting? That was really good. You just left the screen blank and you started up a new video when
Yes, I'm gonna try to do that.
that was great.
I'm trying.
I'll contact her, right? I think she should be at the fair this week.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be there?
Second, so Carrie's motion.
Yeah.
Oh, ready?
You wanna ask
Okay.
her?
Yes, I
Okay,
think that's,
so we're going into executive session. Thank you, Ted.
thank you, Ted, for being here.
All right.
There, I can't be in the next board meeting. I just
Okay.
realized I'm gonna be in LA for
Okay.
It's the 19th, right? It's the 3rd,
17th?
no, the night of September.